It's about a very new report, very new. I believe on the last call, I started talking about it, but it was so new. We weren't ready to really chat through it. And our team has done the research. We've looked at a bunch of these different reports across a ton of different accounts. And we're definitely excited to chat through it with you guys today. So basically what we're looking at today is the new customer journey analytics report. So this is going to be located in brand analytics, and it will provide insights into how customers engage with your brand and products throughout their purchasing journey. So this report enables brand owners to analyze customer touchpoint, identify drop-off points, and optimize your marketing efforts for better conversion rates. What this report shows. So the dashboard highlights the following key points. So date range, you're going to have the option to do a weekly report or a monthly report. They don't have quarterly, which I think is weird personally. I'm hoping that they add it. It's a bit odd that they don't have it yet, but right now it's just weekly and monthly. And then it's going to show basically the customer's journey flow, and it'll show how the customer interacts with the websites, including key drop-off points. So it shows awareness, consideration, intent, and then also the purchase, okay? So here is an example of the report, and we're actually gonna break down each section. You can see right here, so this says category search, and then this says branded search. And then, like I said, that's the awareness. Consideration is when they actually go to the listings, but we'll break down each section because as you click on these different tabs, it shows those different sections essentially. So when you first log in, this is what for brand analytics under the customer journey analytics, okay? So what are we first looking at here? We're looking at how did they find you? So there's two ways Amazon's breaking this down. One is through a category search, and then another is through a brand search. So a category search are customers that performed a general product search rather than a specific branded search. And then their search led to impressions of a brand's product. And then a branded search, pretty straightforward, right? That's the customer search directly for a brand name, indicating a strong awareness and interest in a brand's products, okay? So that's what the awareness section is. And then there's the consideration. So the consideration is, all right, who from those searches went to my detail page and my brand store. So those are the two sections there. You'll notice that, and we'll go through the drop-offs, but you'll notice here it shows the drop-off, how many that were part of that category search or that brand search didn't go to the storefront, right? Or sorry, not the storefront, but the storefront and the listing. So that's what we're seeing there. And then this basically just outlines, okay, where did they end up from those searches, all right? And then you have the intent. So what did they do when they got to your actual listing or your storefront? Did they add it to the cart, add it to the wish list, save it for later, or was there drop off? So the drop off again is right here. Oh no, please hold. Let's try to solve this. Sorry about that. All right, we got it back up. So you have the added to cart. That's the number of people who saved your products without purchase, or sorry, that added the cart to the product to the cart. And then you have the added it to a wish list, which I don't know if anyone on this call uses it this way, but you're able to basically create wish lists within Amazon. So that just means they added that product to the wish list. And then saved for later means that they added to the cart, but then moved it into saved for later. Okay, so that just indicates those sections. This product in particular that we're looking at, they are in the supplement space. So I didn't expect them to have this many wish lists, to be honest with you. It seems a little bit different. So some of you on this call, you might be more of a fit for a wish list rather than this brand right here. But basically, those are what those stats mean, are those three buckets, okay? And then you obviously have, okay, how many purchased? So out of the 3,812 that added to the cart, 2,087 successfully purchased the product. And then you're able to see the drop off, how many dropped off after adding into the wish list and the saved for later. And then additionally, you're able to see repeat customers. Those are customers who have purchased more than once from your brand in the given time period. And then there's the one-time purchasers. These are customers who have purchased once from your brand in the given time period. Now, I'm not a big fan of this stat, to be honest with you. And this is actually why I think Amazon will eventually make this quarterly, is because this is only during the actual section I'm looking at, right? So even supplements, a lot of the times, you're not going to have repeat purchases, right? Majority of supplements generally last at least 30 days. So realistically, again, this specific brand here, they have a high amount of repeat purchases, but you wouldn't know it looking at this report. So I'm not a huge fan of that stat. I'm hoping, again, that they make this at least a quarterly report, so that way you can actually see the repeat purchases. Because basically what this tells me is it's just showing how many people have bought like multiple products, right? Like maybe they bought one of our supplements and then came back and bought another. That's more likely the scenario rather than them rebuying, obviously, right? Again, that's what the report is showing. And then we also have the drop off, right? So you can see that, okay, so from the category search, we had 32,363 category searches during that given time period. 27,173 dropped off from that. And then once people viewed our detail page, we had 14,000 view the detail page, and roughly 11,500 dropped off. And then from the add to carts and the added wish list and then the save for later, we had 2,400 drop off, right? So those are the numbers to look at. Now, obviously, in my opinion, looking at 1 month of data doesn't tell us a ton, right? We basically, how I want everyone to use this report is to basically compare it to previous months. But basically, this was just to talk through, all right, what is this report? What does this all mean? Especially the repeat customers, because I do think that is a bit confusing. Amazon has multiple spots where they talk about repeat customers. And a lot of the times it's usually if they bought from you in the last 12 months, that's considered repeat. But in this case, it's not. It's during that given time period. So if you're looking at a weekly report, that means they bought from you multiple times that week. If you look at a monthly, it means they bought from you multiple times that month. Now, how can we use this information? How is this useful? What can we do with it? And all of that good stuff. So like I said, we've got to compare this month over month. It's not super helpful. Yes, it's helpful to look at the monthly report, but I more so want to see people using it, comparing it month over month, because we basically want to see less drop off, right? That's the key, is we want to see the add to carts go up and the purchases go up, and the drop offs, we want less drop offs, right? How can we use this data? How can we help it grow our sales on Amazon and optimize further? So first is optimizing our PPC strategy. So by analyzing brand versus category search engagements, brands can refine their paid ad campaigns for stronger targeting and higher returns. So that's one of the big features of this. You can also enhance your product listings by tracking your drop-off rates after listing changes. So this will help you guys identify what resonates best with your customers and improves conversion rates, right? So obviously there's other tools on Amazon that'll help you guys do that as well, like manage experiments and things like that. But if you guys make, let's say, a title change, an image change, or a pricing change, pricing's not included in the manage experiments, then this can help show you guys, okay, so when I changed that price, I got more add to carts than when I had it at the previous price, right? So it's a way for you guys to track data and really see how are customers interacting with you guys from search to the add to cart portion, right? It's going to help you ultimately make smarter pricing. Monitoring how pricing adjustments affect drop-offs allows brands to find the optimal price point for maximizing sales without losing potential buyers. So there's obviously a lot of data here, but like I said, this can really help us split test pricing if that is something that you guys are looking to do and is part of your strategy. And then finally, it can help us increase our customer lifetime value by understanding repeat purchase behaviors. It enables brands to tailor our retention strategies, promotions, and subscription offers. So like I said, my hope is Amazon at least makes this a quarterly report, because that opens it up, right? You're gonna more likely have somebody buying multiple times in a quarter than multiple times in a month. That's just the reality. Obviously, it depends product to product. If you're selling a consumable, it's possible to have more purchases in a given month. But I think realistically, most brands, most products on Amazon, a quarterly report is going to make a lot more sense, specifically to have a good idea about your customer lifetime value. So that's the new report. I highly encourage everyone checks it out, play around with it. It's brand new. It's not perfect by any means. Like I said, there's no quarterly, right? So in my opinion, they'll eventually add that in. But I will say, just in general, Amazon's reporting is getting stronger and stronger. They're giving more insights and more data. So whenever you guys see these reports, I highly encourage you, jump in, research it, look into it, see what it tells you. Read the definitions, right? Like the repeat customer one, that's a really great example where they outline exactly what that means for that given report. So make sure you take the time, read those specific definitions on these new reports. But highly encourage everyone takes a look at that report. And again, I would do so at least on a monthly basis. Weekly might be a bit much. It just depends on what optimizations you're making, whether that's PPC or with pricing or anything like that. I would definitely say just looking at it on a monthly basis should be good.